Condolences from across the motorsports world continue to pour in this morning for Bruton Smith, the builder and founder of Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord.
Queen City News reporter Brett Baldick is live at the Speedway this morning with how staff plan to remember the founder of Speedway Motorsports. Brett.
Good morning, NY and Jason. So it didn't occur to me until we were just joined by Scott Cooper that when this speedway was built back in 1959, Bruton Smith was only 32 years old. So imagine building a $1.5 million racetrack when you're in your early 30s. He was able to get it done, and now we have Scott Cooper with us. You've worked here 23 years with Bruton Smith. So what do you want people to remember about him? What do you want his legacy to be even years from now when we're long gone as well?
Brett, I think, Bruton's legacy is just going to be unmatched for so many people. When you think about it, this is a man, a Charlottean, who, because of his accomplishments, he built racetracks that have literally provided memories for millions of people over decades, great experiences with their family, with their friends, and even from the car dealership side with what he's done with Sonic Automotive. I mean, think about that feeling of pride that you have when you buy your first car. How many millions of people with his dealerships across the country has he been a part of with that first car buying experience? So to be able to impact this area, the entire country, nationwide, the way he has is just really something special. I think for people to remember something that generally you don't think about as much with Bruton, it's his commitment to children and what he's done by founding Speedway Children's Charities. He started that in 1982, and since then, that charity and that organization nationwide has distributed more than $61 million to nonprofits around the country that do things for children in need. That was born out of a very, very sad time for him. He lost his first child at a very early age and wanted to do something in memory of that child, and that's where Speedway Children's Charities came from. So ultimately, I think we're talking about someone that has just meant so much to so many people for generations, and they will continue to feel the impact. I know our Speedway family here at Charlotte will continue to try to honor him by something that he said frequently, which was, "We work for the fans." So we would always come into work trying to think, how can we improve the fan experience? What can we do here with this facility? And if there's a legacy that people are going to think about with Bruton, it's right behind us with Charlotte Motor Speedway.
And we were talking about this before. He was very outspoken. He really said what was on his mind. And one thing that I remember is the dragway across the street back in 2007 when he wanted to build that. You know, at first people were kind of about it, but then he said he'd move the speedway out of Cabarrus County, but that didn't happen. Everything got done. But he was willing to do anything to bring racing here for the fans.
Well, when you think about his career and his history, it wasn't about just bringing racing. It was really taking chances that no one else would consider taking. The very chance that he came to a rural piece of farmland, which was there was nothing here in Cabarrus County in 1960, 1959, and turned it into Charlotte Motor Speedway. Building ZMAX Dragway, which has now become a tourism destination for race fans nationwide in and of itself, here, taking the company public back in 1995. There's a great story that was recalled to me that the brokerage firm that he was working with at the time to take the company public, when they got right to the 11th hour, they thought the stock price should be set at this level, and he thought his company was going to be worth this level. And they told him no, it wasn't going to happen, and he looked across the room at Humpy Wheeler and said, "Go start the plane. We're leaving." And he was willing to take that risk for what he believed in. He had come from nothing and was willing to go back to nothing if it cost him that, to do what he believed. So I think we can all be inspired by that type of dedication and that type of strive to achieve. And he appreciated hard work. He used to joke with me from time to time. He'd say, "Scott, I don't care if you work a half a day. You just pick the 12 hours that you want." And so I always appreciated that about him. But he didn't just appreciate hard work, he rewarded people for hard work. And he took a lot of pride in employing people across the country and giving thousands of people an opportunity to support their families.
And then real quick, so this weekend NASCAR is heading to Nashville, which you guys took over within the past year. So I guess pre-race, there's going to be some special things happening to honor Bruton.
We are. We're actually working now on plans for Nashville Superspeedway to have some recognition during the pre-race shows, both Friday, Saturday, all Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a triple header weekend. And we're going to have a grass logo in honor of Bruton that will be on the track throughout the weekend as well. We also invite anyone, if they would like to make a donation to Speedway Children's Charities, through the press release that you can find on our website, throughout our social media. There's a way to donate in Bruton's honor for something that he really believed in with the charity. So that's an opportunity, too, that people can just say thanks to a man that's done so much for this community. It's always a sad time when someone passes, but in this case, it gives us a chance to really reflect on a lot of accomplishments and a lot of great things that he did. And we're proud to have been a part of a NASCAR Hall of Famer's life.
Perfect. Scott, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Again, 23 years he worked under Bruton Smith, and we mentioned this earlier on in the morning. Speedway Motorsports is in great hands. His son, Marcus Smith, has followed in his dad's legacy, creating the Roval here, the dirt race at Bristol. They're trying to get racing back at Nashville Fairgrounds, and of course they're bringing racing back this August at North Wilkesboro Speedway. So the Smith family legacy is going to continue with Speedway Motorsports and the motorsports community. But we're also going to place a link to the Speedway Children's Charity over on our website at qcnews.com. Just click on the links section. For now, reporting live at Charlotte Motor Speedway, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.